Morning, everyone. Listen, did you realize this is episode 26 of How to Pay Off Mortgages in 7 Years in the Pill Method Room? Oh, my goodness. I mean, the Pill Method Club. Listen, folks, I'm glad that you're here this morning, and we're very excited about the information we're going to be bringing to you. But before we get into it, Jared, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Happy Sunday to everybody in the room. Happy Sunday to everybody on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This is, in my opinion, the best room on Clubhouse, the best room, period, because we literally change people's lives with this information, shift their mindset, and we'll save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lifetime interest costs that you can then convert into your kids' inheritance, more investments, or things that really just add value to you. So you definitely want to make sure that if you're in this room, click the plus sign, invite people into the room, either circle a little icon at the bottom left-hand corner, use that to invite people in the hallway. And then also, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, use the share option, retweet. This is something that every person that gets a hold of this because of you is going to thank you, because they're going to totally look at their mortgage, their student loan debt, their credit card debt in a completely different way. So if you're in the room right now on Clubhouse, make sure to click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club, but also check out the about description. That will kind of break down what the P.I.L.L method stands for and give you an idea of what questions you can ask. So this room is 2 hours long. It's very interactive. So this isn't a lecture. We want you to come on stage with your questions. So feel free to raise your hand as soon as right now to get on stage. If you have a question about a refinance, your mortgage, or anything debt related, come on stage. And if you're in a streaming platform, so YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, feel free to write in your questions, and we will prioritize you based off the order of who came on stage and then who wrote the question. So with that being said, I'd like to pass over to Don so that he can introduce himself. We'll do some quick moderator introductions, and then we'll start answering questions from the audience. So Don, over to you.
Thank you, Jared. Listen, everybody, my name is Don Daniel. I'm your interest cancellation expert. And what we're doing here is for explaining to you what has been happening to us for the last 88 years. Yes, that's right. The 30-year mortgage is 88 years old this year. And how it works has been virtually been kept secret. We are exposing the secrets right here on this show, letting you know how you don't have to pay all of that interest. And and you need to know that the interest rate that you are quoted is not the interest rate you are paying. Did you realize that a 3% loan for 30 years, I'll give you a quick example, $200,000 mortgage at 3%, you're going to pay back $103,000 in interest on a $200,000 loan. Folks, it doesn't take a math genius to figure that $103,000 is not 3% of 200,000. It's 51.777% of that number. So this is what we're talking about. 3% is 51%. 4% is 71%. 5% means 93%. And 6% means 115.838%. So, Jared, what we're going to be talking about today is how not to do that. But specifically, there are people out there, there are strategies out there on YouTube, there are strategies in Clubhouse, there are strategies out there that said you should never pay off your loans early, ever. We're going to be talking about that this morning. And Jared, do I see? Since we're on, we're trying to use social media the best way I know how. But do I see Heather Cox Codes out there in the audience where she should be up on the stage talking about how people can use social media to bump up their business? Oh my goodness, let's get her up here.
All right, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is go through mod introductions. Let's try to keep it tight so we can get into the content and make sure that we start answering questions. But yeah, we'll pull people up And yeah, we'll just keep the intros tight. 30 seconds, please. So I'll start it off. My name is Jared Albritton. My passion is diversity in tech. If you want to learn more about what I do, check out my Clubhouse profile and look at my replays. And also check out my 10K card, jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com. Over to you, 10K. All right, 10K might not be here, so let's go with Credit Goddess.
My bad, I'll go after Credit Goddess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here trying to unmute as fast as I can. Hey, everyone. My name is Rosalora Lewis. I'm also known as Credit Goddess. I am all things credit. I'm a credit score improvement strategist, business credit consultant, and educator at Be Free University. If any of you guys are interested in any of my services, DIY or done for you, you can head on over to creditgoddess10k.com. That's creditgoddess10k.com. Thank you guys so much for having me, and happy Sunday.
Man, when you get a chance to go behind a goddess, it's a win-win situation. So basically, guys, what you're guaranteed to get in this room is something very simple. You're going to get education and a different concept of paying off your mortgage, paying off your loans. And once you pay attention, you take notes, and also invite others into the room that you think will benefit from the conversation, that you think will benefit from the material, because it's not only for yourself, your situation, the family, but expose the state network. Let your friends know about it, guys. I want you to click on the button at the very bottom left, the recycle button, and share this as often as you possibly can. Because at the end of the day, if you can help someone else to move forward in a better, move into a better situation, then they will look back to you for the rest of their life. They'll say thank you. My goal here is very simple: to ensure we support Don and what he's doing, and everyone that gets a 10K card, our goal is to get you to upgrade your 10K card. Because if you do and you start making an extra income at the end of each month, you can put that towards your loan and help to break it down much faster. With that said,
All right. I think we cut out at the end, but we all, got the point. So thank you, 10K. Up next is Daphne.
Hey guys, thank you. Thanks so much, Jarrett. My name is Daphne Christine. I am a business purpose loan broker here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm also a realtor, and you'll find me Monday through Fridays over in the Mortgage Syndicate, co-modding a room that talks about real estate all day long from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap in there if you get a chance. If you want to know anything more about me, just check out my bio. But I'm here to support Don. Not only is he a cool cat, but he explained and broke down the P.I.L.L method into very great detail when we were together in Miami just a week or two ago. And I am just blown away by this. So happy to be here and share the conversation. Thank you.
Awesome. Up next is Tiffany.
Oh, hello and happy Sunday. Thank you all so much for being here yet again. I'm Tiffany, the Wise CEO. I'm an executive business coach, a 3-time award-winning philanthropist, corporate strategist, multi-business founder, and financial freedom advocate here in the great state of Ohio, where I changed the law at the Supreme Court level. And we actually brought in a $1 billion plus $20 billion project, and we're about to be the ultimate place to come for technology. And I'm really excited about it because we're going to be the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. I'm excited. So I have a couple of clubs here on Clubhouse that you can tap into. You can also go to my 10K card, yceo10k.com. And if you want to tap into the clubs, all you got to do is go to the yceo.club or the ivyleague.club if you are a soarer of mine, because we just launched that yesterday. So thank you all so much for being here. And I look forward to hearing all this great information, because we are the financial freedom advocates here in the Financial Freedom Movement Room. This is a movement. It's not just a method. It's a movement. Thank you so much. Back to you, Jared.
Yes, and I just want to remind the audience, if you want to come on stage to ask a question, and I've been in this room 4 days a week for the last, 2 months, maybe even 3 months. Time flies, right? I learn something new every single room, every single day. And every time somebody comes up on stage, they walk out of here saving a serious amount of money, because he gives them a different perspective on how to either not do a down payment like that, but actually use it to chip down on your interest cost over years, or shave off years off your interest, or don't do that refinance because it doesn't make sense because of this, or don't do a 15-year because you're not going to be able to take advantage of this aspect of the mortgage. So you should come on stage, I'm not just saying that for the room. I'm saying that for you. Like, I want to see somebody win in 2022. So please do not be afraid to come on the stage and ask a question. That's all I'll say. Don is very, very valuable. This is a free time. This is only free time you get with him. So make sure to raise your hand and come on the stage, ask a question. He has plenty of examples, but I'd rather somebody actually walk away shaving off a couple years of mortgage because they came on stage. So just wanted to throw that out there. Kirk, you're up next.
Morning, everybody. Good Sunday to everybody. My name is Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as your producer for this show. Why producer? Because Don is intent on getting this information out to as many people as possible. And in order to do that, he has brought me into the team so that we can put this information out to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So I am here on screen with him, looking at our comments. And I want to say a word of welcome to everybody that's there on those platforms. Listen to what Jarrett just said, family. But put your questions and comments in the chat. We will make sure to get them. We are back channeling, chatting together, Jarrett and I, to make sure that we are doing things in order. We want to make sure everybody in Clubhouse and online get a chance to have their questions answered. What I love about working with Don is that he is a student of the craft and in whatever craft he finds. So even in the live video space, he decided, look, I want to learn this thing. So he is doing a phenomenal job, and that's one of the things I love to do is work with people who want to get their message out there. So if you want to get your message out there in a broader way, tap in with me, Kirk10klive.com. Let's get it.
Hey, Kurt, why don't you go ahead and are you in your studio today?
I am not.
You are not. Okay, never mind then. Listen, this is what's so great about this thing, man. If listen, I met Kurt and we did. I said, listen, man, I need you to come to Atlanta to do some stuff for us, so we can get our message out. He says, listen, man, my go bag is already packed and ready. He's got duplicates of everything he needs in a bag already. And when somebody says, I can jump on the plane right now, I'm there and everything is ready. Oh my gosh, what a guy.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jared, back to you.
All right, cool. We got 2 more moderator intros, and we're going to get into the value. So definitely stick around and make sure to ping people in. Aaron, you're up next.
Good morning, family. I'm so great to be with you all. Hey, Don and Jared and everybody in the room. I'm Aaron Porsche, and I'm here to serve and support and add value. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Works Consulting Group, where we focus on innovating the approaches to build community and also close the wealth gap. And with that, we are life and business strategists, helping businesses to access, win, and maintain government contracts. And we do business development and marketing outreach to the government in an effort to connect the buyers and the suppliers in that space and really accelerate small businesses to access those federal contracts. So if any of that resonates with you all, feel free to connect with me, LadyAaron10k.com, and my DMs are open. Again, make sure you get the book. The book is full of a wealth of information, the way that the information is broken down, it's digestible. So, and all you're getting, get an understanding, but get the book so that you can have something in your hand and be able to highlight and be able to take action. I believe that it's written in a practical way. So get the book if you haven't gotten it already.
Absolutely. We're going to talk more about the book after Don goes through an example, because when you hear the examples that Don goes through, you're going to be like, wow. And then when he's going to talk about how he breaks it down step by step in the book, you're definitely going to want to have that for your family. So up next is Otavine. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Actually, it's Oteven.
Good morning. Thanks, Don. How you guys doing? My name's Oteven. I go by OT. I'm a real estate agent. Really more of just a creative individual. I just happen to sell real estate. Have not been on Clubhouse for some time. I was out of the country. I don't really have much of an intro today. I'm really just here to learn. I recently purchased a 3 unit, and I've started reading the book while I was on vacay, Dawn. So I am here to be a student of the game.
All right. When she says she's a creative, folks, she's being modest. She actually designs. She has her own clothing line. Oh my gosh, I've seen some of her stuff. It's fantastic. Thank you, Otiven.
Thank you, Dawn. Also, I sent you a message about that podcast we chatted about. I don't know if you saw that, but if you can reach out whenever you can.
All right, let's do that.
All right, all right.
Go ahead, Jared.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
We lost you, sir.
No, I was speaking. Can you hear me?
It can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Do you want to say something?
Oh, no. We're ready to go.
Okay, cool. So, hey, what's up, everybody? So this is the part where, like now for sure, I want you to click that circular arrow section. Don's about to start answering questions. So go ahead and click that and invite people into the room. Also click the plus sign, invite people in. Yeah, this is where the fun happens. So feel free to raise your hand, come on stage. Thank you, Dana, Jackie, and Lewis for coming up. And you are definitely going to get some great value out of it. So with that being said, Dana, you're up next. Please let us know what your question is.
Hi, this is Dana Wilson in New Jersey, and I'm a fan of yours. I love the whole concept of P.I.L.L method. Just to let you know, I am an economic development specialist, and I focus on nonprofits and real estate from a nonprofit perspective. I write grants that fund big real estate projects, such as land banking and other things. What I wanted to let you know is that I am the executive director of 2 nonprofits. One is a faith-based nonprofit because I'm a pastor's wife. The other is the National Educational Network, Inc. And we have a collaborative of 550 executive directors in a project called the NED Group, Nonprofit Executive Directors on LinkedIn. I'm going to be writing grants to fund training projects, financial literacy projects for nonprofits, so that they can have a better understanding of how they could benefit from things like what you're doing to help nonprofits save money on mortgages. I would love to collaborate with you, and I could do things like write books into the grants and have you as a guest speaker and all kinds of things. So definitely want to talk with you offline. And like I said, I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you.
Dana, thank you so very much. And we would love to help and see what we can do to add to whatever you're doing. But do you see the link pinned to the top? You can go there and get information. Just follow the other links where it says meet me, and you'll get another card that comes up. And then you can contact my admin and set something up. You tell her that you talked to me, and she'll move you right to the top of the queue. All right. So listen, thank you so very much for coming to the stage, and be sure to reach out. We do want to see what we could do to help. All right. And Jared, back to you.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say hi to all the moderators on the stage. I see a lot of familiar faces. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So up next we have Jackie. Thank you so much for coming on the stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Yes, my name is Jackie, and my question is a refinance question. I have a home in New Jersey. I'm not currently living in the home. It's currently being rented. But my question is about refinancing. Should I refinance? I have about $75,000 mortgage. I have a second mortgage of $50,000, and I'm just wondering if I should refinance that.
Well, that is a good question. So it's now tell me, what are you thinking about when you're thinking refinance? What does that say to you? What do you think would be going on when you do that?
What I'm thinking, it's going to increase my mortgage. My interest rate right now is about 4.75
Mm-hmm.
on that.
Okay, so we got 4.75. And so you're thinking about refinancing, but for what reason? What do you hope that this will do for you when you've got 75K in a first, you got 50K in a second? What do you hope it'll do for you?
Yes. What I want to do is I invest in real estate as well, and I wanted to I have my eye on a property to buy.
Mm-hmm. All right, keep going, keep going.
Um, yeah, that's I mean,
So you're hoping to get some cash out of the property to help you
get
to invest?
exactly.
Ah, okay. All right. So there are a few good reasons to refinance. This is one of them. That cash is sitting there just waiting to do something for you, Miss Jackie. All right.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but here's some things you absolutely do not want to do when you cash out refi.
Yes.
All right, then do not get fooled into dun, da, 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 getting anything less than a 30-year loan.
Okay.
Okay, don't do it. Okay, so you want to get a 30? Uh-oh, am I about to say this? Get a 30 or a 40 if you can.
Okay.
Okay, because that's going to give you more options, and you can pay that loan off whenever you want. You can still gain equity how 5 times faster. What that will afford you is to have more cash available to do some things and to give you more options, so you don't have such a large payment trying to get a 20-year loan or a 15-year loan, even if it's at a lower interest rate. Now,
Okay.
let me ask you something. When you're offered a lower interest rate, does your mind go to immediately go to saving money?
Yes.
Okay. And most people would go there. Okay. But let me ask you, if you're saving money, who would have to be losing money?
The institution or the bank?
Exactly. Are banks ever in that situation?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of either. So why are they doing that? Why is it important for them to help for us to believe we're saving money when they're not beholden to us? They're beholden to their shareholders, and their shareholders demand that they make money. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So we want to figure out when you have all of these options coming at you, buy down the rate. Try to get the lowest rate. Try to which term do we use? How do I get the money? All you want to know is how much money can I get? That's number one. And how much is it going to cost me long term to get that money? Those are the questions we want to answer.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Not what is my payment going to be, not what is my interest rate going to be. It's what is it going to cost me overall, because I have to subtract the cost from the money that I make, and that's going to determine my profitability.
Correct.
But if we are who are borrowing money totally ignore what the cost is long term, and that's what we're taught to do, ignore the cost long term, then we could be leaving money on the table. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
So listen, you want to get with us. So whatever you're trying to do, let us help walk you through that whole process to make sure that your costs on borrowing money, because the interest on that money is nothing more than rent on that money. Interest is rent. You're renting the money, correct?
Yes.
I'm renting your money so that I can go make more money.
Hmm.
You can make more money if the rent is a lot less.
Correct.
We're going to cut your rent down to about 75% off. How do you like that?
That sounds fabulous.
And we're going to show you exactly how to do it. You see that link pinned up above our heads up there? Please click on that and find where it says get a savings and earnings report.
Hmm.
Fill out the information and follow the directions. And when we verify your cell phone number, we're going to send you a code. Take that code, put it in the space provided, and when we confirm that, we will let you into the form, and you can put all your financial data in there. Now, here's what's great about what we do. You can put your financial data in there about your refinance even before you close so that you can know what's happening way ahead of time. So when you close, you're not only going to save money long term, but we're going to help you to set up that loan perfectly from the very beginning.
Okay, sounds good.
You like that?
Yes, I do. It sounds good.
All right. Do you have another question for me this morning?
That's it right now. Thank you, Mr. Don.
You're welcome, Miss Jackie, because listen, you helped a lot of people this morning.
Great. That's what I intend to do.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jared.
All right. So let's keep the questions coming. Up next, we have Bright. Thanks for coming to the stage, Bright Sam. Oh, yeah, by the way, Barry online, we see your question. We're going to go to you right after Bright. And then we'll go to Luis and Gerald. So, Bright, please let us know what your question is. All right, Bright, you there? All right. So, Bright, when you are back on stage or when you're back in the room, just raise your hand and we'll bring you back up. All right. So up next, we're going to go with Lewis and then we'll go with Barry in order of who came up first. So, Lewis, you got the floor.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Lewis Robinson. I'm a realtor owner here in Atlanta, Georgia, owner of the Core Group, a team that I am building at the moment. My question was actually very related to Jackie's, and so I feel that you guys explained that very well. I was actually getting ready to initiate the process of a 15-year refinance, as that's what everyone think is the best route, but the way that you guys explain and articulate it makes perfect sense. So definitely interested in connecting so that I can leverage my opportunities better.
Lewis, listen, man, I tell you what, I appreciate you saying that today because could you articulate that just a little bit more to help the people in the audience? What do you mean by what you just said, please?
So,
The matrix hasn't.
Sorry about that. As a realtor, I try my best to remain in my lane. I'm never one that's going to try to speak to something that's outside of my expertise.
Mhm.
However, in starting a team, I want to be able to offer full service, where I'm able to educate my clients in addition to their financial partner. So the general expectation or thought when you think of refinance is the less time, less interest, right? But of
Mhm.
course, that's affording you a higher monthly payment, which the way that you guys explained it, those funds could be allocated towards either reducing debt or placed into some type of investment fund that could essentially build wealth quicker. So, and I sort of had an idea of that, but of course, my financial advisor, just coming from a very general place, advised that the 15-year would be best. So that's pretty much what's educated from a surface level. So I
Well,
appreciate you guys going deeper into that and sharing that.
listen, that is straight from the financial advisor education book. And what for what they're doing is, and hopefully we'll get into this. So when a financial advisor tells you, says, listen, this is based on a 3% loan or 4% loan, or when you're looking at investing, you're looking at making 10, 15%. All right. But what you're doing is you're contrasting compound interest that you can make against what? Not compound interest that you're spending amortized interest. Amortized interest is different from compounding of the interest. Okay. So when we're looking at a 3% loan versus making 10, 15, 20% in the market, well, what we should be looking at is a 50% loan because that's what 3% does to you over 30 years. So here's what we're talking about, folks. What you want to be able to do is understand what is going on, what is going to be my total cost. And what financial planners have not been taught to do is to look at the total cost of borrowing that money and do we ignore the fact that I'm paying that much interest to acquire my equity? Or is there something that I can do? Now, here's the thing. We're not talking about, in the P.I.L.L method, we don't talk about, do I pay off my debt or do I invest? Oh, no. Here's what we talk about. Find out, work with your financial experts. Find out what the proper amount of money that you should be using to invest in your future. And then don't touch it. Just go and do what they're suggesting. Find out what that is. Now, what the pill method would do is take a look at what's left over. And now we're going to show you how to save money in interest while you're making money in interest with your financial professional. It's not an either or situation. It's a both and. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. And listen, anything we can do to help, please reach out to us. We'll be glad to help.
Hey, Lewis.
Thank you. Hey, Tiffany.
Oh, listen, Tiffany knows everybody.
Lewis is amazing. He's a cool dude.
All right, Lewis, because Tiffany endorsed you, we definitely have to talk. Now I got to find out what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Let's talk.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome, Lewis. I appreciate that question. And so when it comes to Don, everybody, if you haven't followed him already, just make sure you click on his profile and give him a follow. Also, click that always on notification. If he's on Clubhouse, he's literally talking about the pill method or something that's going to create generational wealth, or he's in rooms with some amazing financial professionals discussing financial literacy, real estate, and things of that nature. So real quick, I want to get to Barry. And then, Don, I want to talk about how you've packaged up this information and how you came to realize this information in your book. But before we get to that, I want to make sure that we get to Barry online. Thank you for the patience. Kirk, please let us know what his question is.
Sure. So Barry online on Facebook says, hello,
Don. I think you need to unmute your mic so that we can hear.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead. Sorry.
My bad. All right, cool. Here we go. So Barry's on Facebook. Barry Nanlaw is on Facebook. Says, hey, Don, I have approximately a little less than 15 years on my mortgage. I'm confused as to how we can pay off all that principal to bring it down to 7 to 8 years.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at that. So if we could have Barry, if you can just send us how much, approximately how much was the original loan and the interest rate. If you can give, and I'm assuming it was a 30-year loan. So if we can have that, I can put something on the screen and we can go over that.
Yeah, so Barry, just drop that in the comments for us, and we'll probably go over some of the other things, right? Right, Jared. We'll go do some of those other items that you talked about while Barry is putting some of those comments in on Facebook for us. Barry, we're just going to need your original loan amount and I guess your interest rate, right, Don?
Exactly, just approximately. It doesn't have to be exact, so we can use it as an example. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Round numbers. You don't have to go look up anything. So just give it to us and we'll put it down. So people don't think, oh, Don is putting this information in and so he's using these numbers because he knows how to manipulate them. No, give us some numbers and we'll use them.
That's right. Okay, Jared.
All right, cool. Well, while we wait for him to give that information, let's go to one more question because I want people just to realize what Don's doing, and I also want them to see the examples on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And then we're going to talk about the book. So, Gerald, thank you so much for coming on the stage. Please let us know what your question is.
Sure. My name's Gerald Price, the real estate G. I just recently read Mr. Don Daniels' book, and I gotta say, excellent read, fundamental to what we're talking about when it comes to building wealth. My question is, one of the things that I noticed from reading it, it just encouraged me to really get into more of that, because what I got from the book was how to manage it. And so can you speak to that?
Okay. One more time, sir.
Yeah, so I'm a real estate investor,
right?
And my goal is to accumulate more properties, and I'm not paying all cash for it, so I don't ever see me being debt free. What I got from your book is really how to manage that,
right?
How to manage the debt side of it, and how to reduce the interest on the debt that I'm carrying,
right,
while I'm growing my cash flow.
Okay. So here's what we're talking about with that. I'm going to put something on the screen right now. Boom. We're going to change this over, put this on the screen, and I'll give you an example of what we're talking about. Okay. So I've got
Hey, Don, before you jump into
sure.
it, for the folks in the audience, if you're near a computer, a laptop, an iPad, and you want to see this example live on either YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter, so go to your browser on your iPad, laptop, or desktop, go to ice10k.com, and then choose whichever streaming option makes the most sense for you. That way you can see the example on the screen, you can see the numbers, you can see the amortization schedule, the calculator, and it'll help you understand the information even better. All right, back to you, Don.
All right, so Gerald, what I got here, I'm putting on the screen a loan of $1.5 million at 5% for 300 months, okay? Which is instead of 30 years, it's 25 years, okay? Can I use that as an example?
100%.
All right, so here's what we've got. So when we take a look at that, what we help people to see is not just the $1.5 million that they borrowed, but the interest cost on that money over that time. Now, let's just assume that when this money was borrowed, it was borrowed correctly. They did all the numbers right. When they renovated it, you know, the after repair value was off the charts. everything is working well. So the mortgage on this is $8,768.85, and they are bringing in their rent way more than that, so they're cash flowing well. Okay, are we okay with this?
Yeah, I'm tracking.
All right. So now, well, here's what the other thing that we want to take a look at: the amount of interest that they've just contracted to pay over the life of the loan is $1,130,655. Traditionally, what we do, we look at this as the cost of doing business, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're doing also, and you mentioned, Don, I've got this, I'm building my portfolio. We don't want to use our money that we've earmarked for investing to help pay down this loan or to save interest on this loan. Did I just hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, and you shouldn't, because listen, if I said if I said let's have you use that money because listen, we had some real estate investors in here like Onaje. He says, don't be telling people to use their money that they could make money with and make, especially in this market. Don't take that money and pay down these loans. What, are you crazy? Listen, they'll kick me off a clubhouse. So Gerald, so here's what we're talking about. A lot of real estate investors I know, especially this one here in Huntsville, Alabama, that they have a certain amount of money that they've earmarked to invest in their properties. They also have a certain amount of money that they have earmarked to go into a reserve account earmarked to do repairs on the property. So do you have such an account that you keep some money on the side just to do repairs?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So this guy's been doing it a long time. So I know people who have $20,000 or $50,000, $60,000 or $100,000 set aside, depending on how many properties they have. Now, here's what he told me: out of the rents that I'm taking in, Don, I am earmarking everything else for something else. I'm putting about $6,000 a month into this reserve account. Okay. And I said, listen, I don't care what you're doing with the rest of it. I just need to see the reserve account. So let me show you what's going on here. Have you seen any of my examples before, Gerald?
No.
Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. So here's what we're talking about. The true cost of this building is not $1.5 million. The true cost on this building is at least $2,630,655, because we're going to add in the interest cost on that. You see that?
Got it.
Okay. So what we want to do is see what we can do to increase our profitability by Also, gaining more doors, building our portfolio. But let's see, of that $1 million in interest the bank wants us to pay, let's see how we can manage that so that we can pay a lot less. And then if we're tracking how much we save to acquire the same asset, then can we also invest that money that we save?
That's the direction I want to go in.
There we go. So here's what we've got. Payment number one. Out of the payment, do you see here, and let me make these numbers just a little bit bigger. Are you watching us online?
I am.
Okay. So a principal on the very first payment, how much goes to principal, please?
Principal is $2,518.85.
Exactly. And how much goes to interest?
Interest is $6,250.
So here's my first question. When we look at it, just the one payment, the $2,518.85 is gaining you more equity when we put that on the loan, correct?
Yes.
But should we have to pay $6,000 for that equity?
No.
Okay. It's a whole new look at it, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm willing to do it because I don't get the deal without the debt.
You don't get the deal without the debt. So listen, what we're talking about is the debt is great. Love it. Okay. I love the bank because they give me this money, but let's see how we can disrupt their timing, which makes it impossible for them to charge you that much rent on your money.
I'm with it.
You with it? All
Yes.
right. I love it. Okay. Here we go. Let's take a look at payment number one. Let's say we're making that payment this month in January, which means our principal payment for February, we can actually see that. So the principal payment for February would be how much money?
February is $2,529.35.
As far as you know, do you have to wait till February to give the bank the $2,529.35?
I would say we're conditioned to do that, but I don't know the answer to that question.
So would you think you don't have to? You don't have to wait? You could give it to them anytime you want?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess you could.
So in other words, in your loans, like any other loan, you can do prepayments. You could put an amount of money that's supposed to go straight to principal over and above your regular payment. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yep.
So if we had the $2,529 available and you felt okay with it, could you apply that to the loan in January?
Yes.
If you did, all of this money would go to principal, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Then you would be paid down to line 2 on the amortization schedule, where your balance would be $1,494,951. You'd be paid down to here in January. Does that make sense? Go ahead.
Yeah. So are you saying that if I prepay the principal, then that has me skip the line, essentially?
And you'd be on what payment for February now?
3.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, sir.
And then I'm not obligated to pay the interest in month 2?
Not only are you not obligated, it's impossible for you to pay that. $6,239.50 out of the $1,130,655 the bank wants you to pay. You just reduce that amount by $6,239.50 exactly. Yes. Now,
this is the game. Okay.
Remember, the guy that told me who owns this loan, he says, Don, we've got some money sitting aside. I read your book, and how can you use this without having me use my money that I've earmarked for investing? I said, well, out of the $100,000 you have in the bank, making about 0.1%, right, Gerald? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Now, my program tells you exactly how much to move and when to move it. I'm just picking this kind of information out of the air. Watch this. So if we take, I said, what if we take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest for the entire first year of this loan? how much principal will we pay down in 1 year? You should look at line 12.
Line 12.
How much principal we're looking at?
The cumulative principal is
Mhm.
30,928.60.
And how much does the bank want for that in interest?
In interest, they want 74,297.60 cents.
So let's help to take a look at it this way. We're moving this loan from point A to point B. $1.5 million. We're starting out here, and then to move it to point B, where we owe $1,469,000. Okay, 7140. Okay, not that much of a difference. But to move it from point A to point B, the bank wants 74,297.60. And because that we're cash flowing, we're okay with that, because you said without that money, we can't make money. Right? Okay. So here's what I'm asking. If you already know that eventually you're going to pay the 30,928.60, here's my next question. Do you have to pay it in 12 monthly installments?
No, I could pay it up front.
You could pay it up front. Well, if you paid it up front, Gerald, would you be paid down to point B, line 12 in 1 month?
Yes, but I would just assume that I'm still responsible for the 74,297.60.
Yeah, you would assume that. But here's my thing. What people need to know is the bank can only charge you interest on what you actually owe. So if you are making incremental payments, so every month you have to pay them $6,000, $6,000, $6,000, $6,000. Every month you have to do that, right?
Yes.
So if you start out here and then you give the money all at once, then yes, you do have to pay the $6,000 on line 1. But if you're already paid down to line 12 in the first month, where's the next $6,000 you have to pay? On what line?
It's line 13.
Exactly. You're still paying the $6,000, but you're paying this one, and you just skipped the ones between line 2 and line 12. Duh.
So let me ask a question just to see if I'm tracking correctly.
Go right ahead, sir.
So in January, I say, you know what? Let me drop the 30,928.60.
Yeah.
Now I'm down to line 12.
Right.
So my payment is due in February, and I'm obligated to pay the 6,000. Right. Whatever the mortgage payment is. I think it was like 8,000.
Right.
Yeah. So February I still got to pay the 8,000.
Yes.
But that 8,000 is going towards line 13.
Yes.
Not line 2.
Yes.
And so I'm just okay.
You just saved.
I got you.
You just saved $68,165.48 in interest that you never have to pay.
So okay. I wouldn't say I saved it, but I recaptured it.
Right. So so meaning, here's what I mean. To acquire the same asset, it's going to cost you $68,000 less.
Right. I got you.
How do you like that?
No, I love it, man. Where do I sign up, bro?
So here's my last question on this. Okay. Now that you know this, can you justify, looking at line 12, can you justify paying out $104,000 to get $30,000 in equity? Can you justify that now?
Re-ask the question.
So here's my question. If just like most people are doing this, they're paying month to month, they're paying what they're supposed to pay for 12 months, $30,000 in principal, $74,000 in interest. Can you now justify paying $105,000 just to get $30,000 in equity?
No, that don't make sense.
Doesn't make sense now.
Not if I have the ability to front the 30,000.
Okay, and here's the last question. This gentleman told me he's putting about $6,000 away into this reserve account. How long is it going to take him to pay himself back the 30 grand at $6,000 a month?
Right. That's $6,000 a month. That would be what, 5 months?
5 months. At 5 months, could he do it again?
Yeah.
Are we gaining equity much faster at a much lower interest cost using monies that were essentially laying dormant?
Yeah.
So if we want to cash out refi, doing this, let's say we want to take out about $200,000. Normally, to cash out refi, $200,000, if we're just using the payoff and we're without using market conditions, let's say apart from market conditions, to get $200,000 is going to cost us how much interest?
$404,170.59.
All right. So if we can get that $200,000 for 50 to 75% less than the 400,000 the bank is looking for, so now we can cash out refi years sooner at a much lower interest cost. Now the interest saved. Now if we're diligent in keeping track of the interest saved, and I could capture that much equity, I now can then look at, oh, I was going to spend that money anyway and still make money. But now I could get that asset for a lot less. Now I can take that money and invest it in something else. What do you say?
Got you.
You got me? That's what we're talking about here. Thank you very much. Gerald, do you have anything else for us this morning?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm gonna reread your book though, because I got something new just now.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is let's plug some of this into our computer, because the computer tells us exactly what to do and when to do it for real estate investors and for home buyers alike.
One question that just popped in my head.
Sure,
so
sir.
I got a credit card, right? A business credit card, and I got the 30,000 on it.
Yeah.
Would it make sense to use that to pay down the?
Well, you can do that. It's an arbitrage play, because all you need to do is figure out, well, how long is it going to take me to pay the credit card off? How long do I want to take to do that? And how much is going to cost me to use their money? So it actually is at this point, it's no different from renting a nail gun. I'm going to rent your cash. I'm going to apply it here. It's going to save me this much money. How much are you going to charge me to rent your money? If the rental on the money is way less than the benefit and the interest you're going to save, that's a play all day long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I know my credit card ain't charging me $6,000 a month.
You got that right. Okay, that's one way to look at it. Certainly, sir. Certainly. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, Don. So he asks, how can he get in touch with you? What is the method that he can get in touch with you if he wants to find out when he can be debt free?
All right, Jared. So what we're looking at, Gerald, is go to ice10klive.com. The link pinned at the top of the page. When you do that, guess what? You can get a savings and earnings report. Just fill out the information there. Follow the instructions exactly, because we're trying to keep the robots out. Then you'll let into our financial forum. You can put your financial data in there, and then we can help you not only to say, if you're not interested in paying off the debt, let's see how we can manage the debt that you have so that you can cash out refi years sooner and save yourself $100,000 or more in interest you don't have to pay and then we'll show you how you can reinvest that money. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna definitely tap in for sure. Thanks.
You're so welcome, sir. All right, Jared.
All right. So first, I want to just welcome some new moderators. We got Mark, happy CH birthday. We got Onaje, Brian Benstock, and Credit Ninja, and Dr. True. Make sure that you tap in with all these moderators. They do amazing rooms on Clubhouse. They're thought leaders in their field. Check out their profile. Give them follows. Also, make sure you tap in with Aaron Oteven, Kirk, YCO, Daphne, Credit Goddess, and 10K Cards. Really appreciate you all being here. And Brian, just real quick, have you ever been in this room? Have you heard of this method yet?
No, I haven't, and that's why I tuned in. It's an interesting subject, paying off mortgages and debt. And, I have mortgages on investment properties. And now as I hit 61 years of age, I want to make sure that I get those mortgages paid off probably over the next 3 to 5 years so that my family, should something happen to me, would have debt-free income coming in from the investment property. So I know there's probably not any new ways to skin a cat, but I thought I'd tune in and listen. I recognize some of the faces, Jarrett and others, and I thought, well, this is a good place to sit and be a fly on the wall.
Awesome. Perfect. So we got an hour left. So please just stick around. We're going to go through a ton of questions. And yeah, this will be super helpful just to understand this method. And if you have questions, feel free to jump in. But before we get into the question online, Barry has responded with the details. Gerald talked about the book. So Don, could you talk a little bit about, one, how you came up with this concept, and two, what is the value people would get from the book, the P.I.L.L method, and also the extra value you're doing with 10K?
Certainly. How I came up with the idea is, folks, I have what's called as Asperger's or ASD, autism spectrum disorder. And with my brand of autism, I look at things and I see the patterns. So when I see an amortization schedule and point these things out that you're seeing today, it just pops off the screen at me. I'm not a math genius, and I didn't set out to disrupt the banking industry. I just looked at this thing and said, why are we doing it this way when we could do this and save this? It's just the way that I see things. So we took that information, put it into a book. We also took some information and built a artificially intelligent cloud-based computing system that does all of the math, that tells us how to save money with the budget that we already have. And for buy and hold investors, we don't have to sacrifice monies that are earmarked for investing. So we're going to show you how all of that. Now, where did that come from? We put that into a book, all right, that has become a #1 bestseller on Amazon. And out of 33 million titles, we're going to put that book right up on the screen for you. Out of 33 million titles, there's only one title on Amazon that talks about understanding an amortization schedule and how to defeat it. There are plenty of books on amortization, but only one tells you how to defeat it in this manner. Now, we're going to go one step further. With the P.I.L.L method, you're not just saving interest. You're saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. What does that mean? If you can save $6 for every dollar you apply to principal, should you ever accept $3 for every dollar you apply? Now, you're saving money either way. But if you know that you can, now the difference between saving 6 and saving 3 is knowing how to measure your results. Right now, most people don't have a way of measuring how much interest they're saving when they make a move. And folks, you can't optimize what you can't measure. And this is what we provide. And the book gives us the foundation of understanding how all of this works. All right. And then once you get the book, guess what? You can now get a 10K card that goes along with it. The #1 digital card on the planet. All right. And 10K, Sean Lashley, tell us about why that is so important.
Don, back in the days, we used to use birds to send messages. Then we used telegrams. Fast forward to the future, now we have 10K cards. You see, when you do a great job at presenting yourself, your product, or your message to the audience, and they want to actually look a little more into you before they make a decision, you want to have your website in place, you want to have your social media together, you want to have your Google ratings, you want to have your calendar, you want to have everything that client needs to overlook before they pull the trigger to actually be presented to them in one click. And that's what 10K card does. We combine all of your links together, so we make it easier for clients to cross-reference and verify you, say who you are, before they make decisions to do business with you. Because there's a lot of phony guys going around there, guys and girls, And we just don't want people to get taken for anymore. So we decided to put all of your stuff transparently in one place so your clients can get to see who you are. Now, the good news is this: giving your client access to who you are and everything is one thing, but positioning yourself that if your clients get impressed by your 10K card and they decide to buy one, they can actually get paid on it. So what my main purpose in this room, Don, as you're giving the complimentary cards to everyone to get a copy of the book, I'm looking to get them to upgrade their complimentary card and get the paid version. Because if your clients can start making an extra $100 or $200 a month, they don't have to go scraping their budget to find extra money to pay on their loans. They can just allocate the money they're making from their 10K card and put it towards their loan. So that's what I'm excited about, Don. Back to you.
Listen, I'm excited about that too, 10K. But people can learn more about what you just talked about from you directly. How can they meet you face to face next month in Atlanta so that you can tell them face to face how all this works?
Oh, Don, I was really not trying to sell any tickets this morning, but you twisted my arm, man. You twisted my arm this morning, Don. Guys, we just formed the new Get Access store, which is headed by Miss Alicia Cooper, Don Daniel, Jonathan Bacon, Lois Callahan. And we're basically moving from state to state, educating individuals on cutting interest costs, business credit, starting your own bank, and mortgages. And I'm normally responsible for marketing. So if you guys want to meet me personal and Don in Atlanta, we're going to be there on February 19th. We're going to be there 18th and 19th, actually. So you can actually come. We can have a few cocktails before the presentation. And then after the presentation on Saturday evening, we normally do a celebration dinner. So if you guys are in Atlanta or you are serious about your growth, you want to go to getaccesstour.com. That is getaccesstour.com. And definitely pick up your ticket over there, guys. We have an early bird special on. And then after the early bird special is over, we'll have the regular tickets. And also we have the VIP tickets available. I would recommend you go to VIP tickets, guys. It gives you access to the cocktail and the VIP dinner. One thing that we do in our family is we ensure every travel is an experience. So I'm not going for a regular experience. I'm always looking for a VIP experience, guys. So tap in with us, getaccesstour.com. That's getaccesstour.com. You can even find it on Dawn's card as well. Go to icnklive.com and click on the Get Access button. And come and be a part of the celebration, guys. The world is changing, and if you're not on the right path, you're going to wonder what the heck just happened 12 months later. With that said, Don, back to you.
Listen, folks, we just pinned it to the top of the room. Get Access Tour. I'm going to be there. Sean is going to be there. Jared, I haven't talked to you. I think you're even going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yes, listen, there are going to be a lot of people there that you see from Clubhouse. They're going to be in the building. You need to be there. So listen, thank you so very much. And Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, perfect. So let's get back into the content. So we're gonna go back to Barry, who gave the question on Facebook, and Kirk, if you could read off the new information or pin it to the screen, and if you are near a computer or a laptop or an iPad and you want to see this example, you can go to ice10klive.com and then choose either Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter. All right, back to you, Kirk.
All right. Yes. So, Don, a couple of folks have joined us online. David Hunt, who was in the room on Friday, I believe, says, "Hey, Don, I got the book. He says, "This is David from Massachusetts. We spoke last week." Oh, he spoke last week, Wednesday. So he's just letting you know he got the book. So Barry comes back and he says, "I refied about 5 years ago, 302,000, 3.5% interest. I currently owe 229,000 at the same 3.5% as of today." And, and he, so while you're pulling those details into the screen, he further commented, "My taxes and insurance are included, but I've learned from you recently that it's best to pay those separately and don't incorporate into the mortgage. Thank you." So he has shared his information, but he also shared a word of thanks as well. So Don, here's the details. We're not making this stuff up, folks. He's going to use these exact numbers, and you're going to be able to see this example on screen. If you haven't already, hit that link, ice10klive.com. Come on over, pick your platform, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and check out this example. Go ahead, Don.
Listen, this room has been shared 23 times already. We have right now 134 people in the room. Let's share this a few more times. So if you're new, go ahead and hit that new feature, the arrows in the bottom left hand portion, and you can share this to your to your hallway, and more people can get in here and see this. So come on, let's start hitting that button. It's free, it's easy, and you're going to get a lot of benefit, social currency out of sharing this information with others. All right, folks, here we go. We've got on the screen 302,000 at 3.5. The payment, the principal and interest payment is $1,356.11. So right now, we're down to $229,000 approximately. So he says it's been in the loan about 5 years. I haven't looked at this yet, so I'm going to look at and see where we are at $229,000. 229,000. So we're going to go down to 229,000. Watch this. 229,000. That puts us right about here. Okay. Now, this tells me one thing. We are at 120 months, okay? 120 months. That's 10 years in. 10 years in. So what he's been doing is he's been putting some extra money into this loan already, all right? And so he is all the way down here already in 5 years, okay? So he's got enough, he's got the same amount of equity right here. So look at this, look at this, look at this. 72 paid out is down to 229,000. So he's paid 72,000 towards the principal already. So here's what I mean. If he had done this the bank's way, the bank would have charged him $99,000 in interest to get here. So he's already saved quite a bit of money already. And he says, now, so here's what I'm trying to tell you right now, Barry. What most people don't realize is when they make an extra payment, how much interest are they saving per dollar applied? And here's what I want to point out to you. I'm going to go back up here and point out one thing. Not only do we want to save interest, but we want to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. I can tell you right now, we can figure out how much interest you still owe on this loan, figure that out, and how you can be more strategic about paying this loan off and saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar. And I'm going to show you just one thing here. We're going to put a calculator on the screen. Okay, so we're going to do this. Now I'm going to take a look at, oh, come on, I just clicked it off by mistake. Let me pull it back up. Where's my calculator? There we go. All right, so we're going to put the calculator on the screen. Once that calculator appears on the screen, we're going to take a look at two numbers. We're going to take at line 12, and we're going to take a look at line 24. Anybody who has been into the rooms before, I'm going to look at prepaying. This is the principal payment for 12 months. Here's the interest payment for 12 months. Let's just say there's plenty of money in the bank and we could prepay this. If we prepay this at the beginning, we're paid down to line 12 in 1 month. We save a ton of interest and knock off payments because we're already here. Or we could do line 24, where we are prepaying $11,797.56 and knocking off this much. So here's the thing. When is more too much? In anything that we do, ladies and gentlemen, in anything that we do, there's a point at which more is too much. Okay? Whether you're putting a little salt on your food, whether you're putting jerk seasoning on your chicken, there's a point at which more is too much. If I can take 2 Tylenol and get rid of my headache in 20 minutes, whew, how fast could I get rid of my headache if I took 20 Tylenol? Somebody said permanently. So there's a point at which more is too much. So what we haven't been told is that we can violate the law of diminished return when paying off a loan as well, because we want to save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. So let me put that back on the screen. Let's just take a look at this. If I can save 10,000, we're looking at line 12. If I can save $10,477.61, all right, by prepaying $5,795.71.
I'll share my card. You have your cell
Okay,
phone?
I got a hot mic. Thank you. All right. And so here we go. We got 5,795.71. We're going to divide that by that number. Okay, 5,795.71. We're finding out that we could save $1.80, almost $1.81 per dollar applied. Okay, that's going to be very good. A dollar. So in other words, if you gave me $1 and I gave you back $1.80, how many times would you do that? Well, folks, the bank has to do the very same thing. You give them $1 at this point, it makes it impossible for them to charge you $1.80 in interest because you did that. So here's where we are. So now let's take a look at line 24. So we're going to clear that out. Our savings now, we're looking at $20,749.08. Right? And now we're going to divide it by 11,797.56. And how much are we saving per dollar? $1.75, almost $1.76. So that's my point, folks. If we could save $1.80 per dollar, why would we ever save $1.75 per dollar? And it actually gets worse than that when we're putting a lot of money on at one time. So here's the point I'm trying to make, folks. Using a critical point analysis, finding that point at which more is too much. If you're into, let's say you're into NASCAR, do you realize that every one of those cars is set up to run on that specific track that they're racing on that weekend? And they're setting it up so that they can take advantage of the bank on the track when they're doing the curves. So they want to know, they know exactly how fast they can drive in the curve so that the car doesn't fly off the track. And they have to set up that car specifically for that curve. If they do it wrong and they go too fast, now the car cannot stay on the track. Centrifugal force will drive it off the track, and they will crash. So here's what we're talking about, folks. When you're paying off these loans too fast, you will not save the maximum amount of interest per dollar. So here's what we want you to know. When we should stop putting money towards debt reduction and then take the difference and put it towards wealth creation? Don't get tunnel vision and say, let's throw all the money over here or let's throw all the money over there. Know exactly how much you're working with, what your benefit is going to be. And then once you reach 100% of your benefit, you can't get better than that. Anything else, your benefit starts to go down. So here's what I want to tell you. Save what you can save. But remember this, monies that you could have earned in interest that you didn't earn should be considered a loss. Remember that. All right, so this is going to help us to understand that. Now, here's the other thing, Barry. Since you asked that question, let's take a look. Once you contact us, we're going to take a look at what you have in your loan right now. Put it into the system, and then tell you how you can optimize your interest savings on what you have left on the loan to keep you from violating the law of diminished return and flying your car right off the track. I hope that's helpful. All right. Anyone else? Jared.
Yeah, so we got a packed stage, Don, and I think we what's your I guess hard stop today?
All right. Listen, my hard stop today. Listen, since we got a packed stage, we're going to listen. Let's not ask me. Let's ask all the main moderators involved. Kurt, do you have a hard stop?
Not exactly at our cutoff time, but I can still push a little bit longer. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can do, because listen, folks, we have a packed stage today. We've got questions, we've got moderators. We need to hear from some of these experts in the room. That some of them are actually going to be in Atlanta. Oh my gosh, let's see if we can get our questions answered. Let's see if we can hear from some of these fabulous moderators as well.
All right, perfect. All right, so Tracy, I think we're going to get to you and your mom. So yeah, stay tuned and we will get to you. So up next we have Bino. Thank you so much for your patience. Please let us know what your question is.
You're muffled, Bino.
Yeah, Bino, if you have like ear pods in, maybe if you take them off, try speakerphone or something to that effect. All right, Bino. Try maybe leaving the room, coming back. I'm not sure, but we could not hear you at all. So we can definitely circle back with you once your audio issues are fixed. Until then, let's go to Omar Jones. Please let us know what your question is.
Good morning, peace and blessings, everybody. Read your book, Mr. Daniels, and definitely looking forward to working with you soon. But my question is, can this work with an interest-only payment loan?
All right, sir. First of all, let me thank you for reading the book. And number two, if you, and for this is for anybody who has read the book, if you like it, please review it on Amazon and give it the number of stars you think it deserves. 5-star. And I don't know who said that, but thank you very much.
John, you were just thinking out loud. Clubhouse captured it.
No,
Guys,
someone
but
else
very
gonna take
simple.
more than one Tylenol.
I know, right? Guys, it is a 5-star rating. No, I can't tell you how many stars to put, but 5 is the maximum you can put, okay? Hard on, back to you.
Thank you. All right, sir. Listen, let me tell you something. Hands down, the very best loan that you can get is a loan where you pay 0 interest. That's the best loan. You know what the second best loan is? An interest only payment. Doggone it, I love those. So now, can you imagine, sir? Can you imagine, Omar, why I would love to have an interest only payment? We can't hear you now.
I'm not sure. I'm waiting to hear.
Oh, you're not sure? Okay. So let me show you what we're talking about. So what I have here on the screen now, all right, I still have the same loan. All right, great. Of 302,000 at 3.5%. And guess what? In my summary, it gives me the interest only payment, which would be $1,356.11. When you have a principal and interest payment, guess what? The amortization calculation determines how much money you pay in principal. All right. And in this case, you've got, I'm sorry, that's the regular payment. The interest only payment is $880.83. So let me back up. Interest only payment is $880.83. So when you take a look at payment number 1, which is $475 going to principal, $880 going to interest, this money goes to your principal and the $880 goes to interest. So how do you understand, sir, Omar, do you understand that the interest only payment means that the bank is doing a calculation, and based on how much you owe, your payment is this. It's going to be this much because it's the interest on the amount that you owe, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So more people, so that what they do is they'll make an interest only payment, and then they'll cash out refi sometime later, blah, blah, blah. They'll do that. But guess what? We can make some headway on this loan. Now, when you have this interest only payment, you are now in charge of how much money you put on principal. That's why I love them. We're going to take a look at your loan. We're going to take a look at all of your finances and find out how much money you have in reserve that's just sitting in the bank doing nothing. How much of that makes sense to put towards this principal payment and save the overall amount of interest you would pay if you plan on how long you plan to stay into the loan. So if you're going to cash out refi at a certain point, you're going to keep it long term. You've got an exit strategy that I'm going to be out of this, out of the whole deal in 5 years, no matter what it is. You can now figure out how much interest you can save to acquire not only the same amount of assets, or to get to your what you would call your exit strategy. There's going to be a certain amount of interest that you've got to pay to get to your exit strategy. So if you can reduce the amount of interest that you pay to get to your exit strategy, now that money can now be invested as well. So here's what we're talking about, sir. Payment is $880, $880.83 a month, every single month, if you just pay the principal. Now, let's just say, just pay the interest. Let's just say we can put down, I'm just going to pick out a number here, line 12, $5,759, $95.71. So instead of owing $302,000 on this loan, guess what, Omar? I now owe $296,204.29. Based on what you just said, does the bank now have to give me a new interest only payment because now I owe less? Mr. Omar.
I'm sorry. I'm here. You asked if they have to?
Right, because see, so they base your payment on $302,000, right?
Correct.
Well, now you only owe $296.
Right.
So do you get so they have to, so if you're paying interest only, then they have to only can charge you interest on $296,000.
Right.
Now your payment is $865.
Yeah, I read your book literally in a day and a half. It was an awesome read. I appreciate you.
All right. So now, if you are in control of this thing and you've got an exit strategy, okay, on 5 years, all right, that's 60 payments. And listen, I've got let me see here. I had some folks in here that like to do this kind of math. So if we have 60 payments at $880 a month, okay, boom, 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 okay, so 880.83 times 60 would give us $52,849.80. That's what an interest only payment is. Let's say my exit strategy is to get out of this thing in 5 years, and I'm just going to pay my interest only payment. Okay, in 5 years you would pay $52,849. So if we take a look at 60 payments here, if I had an principal and interest payment, my interest payment would be $50,252 because I'm putting more money on principal every month. Well, what if you are in control of how much principal you would pay instead of the bank telling you how much principal to pay, you could pay a lot less interest than the $50,000 the bank would normally want here at this interest rate, or the $52,000 you would pay if you were just paying the principal, the interest only payment for 60 months. Are you following me, sir?
I am certainly following you.
Okay, so now what we want to do is figure out whatever your exit strategy is. Let's find out what it would cost you doing it the bank's way. And then we can contrast that on how much it would cost you doing it the P.I.L.L method way. And then we can come up with a strategy so that you can have more of that money you would normally pay the interest. Boom, you can use that money to put towards building your generational wealth for your family. Because I heard the little ones in the back saying, Daddy, stop spending all of our money on interest.
Right. Yeah, that's my whole thing. I come to these rooms and I listen to a lot of you guys and queens. And, that's my whole thing, striving to build generational wealth and changing the dynamics of my situation, or our situation, rather.
But do you see, sir, what has been going on for the last 88 years is that real estate investors who have been doing a fantastic job of doing just what you're talking about have been leaving tens and even hundreds and sometimes even millions of dollars in interest payments left on the table that they could have saved and use that money to invest in their families and their businesses. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Do you see why we're so passionate in the P.I.L.L method room about this? We need to recover those funds.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you so very much for coming to the stage. Do you have anything else for us?
I do not. Thank you so much. I appreciate you answering my question.
You're so welcome. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. And if you haven't already, make sure that you click on Don's profile, give him a follow, click the always on notification next to the follow button. So click that bell and click always on. And if he's on stage, he's with financial professionals talking about the P.I.L.L method. We do this room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and Sundays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So you definitely want to click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club, and then also check out the replays, share them with your friends and family so that they can be aware of the P.I.L.L method, even if they're not in the room with us on Clubhouse. And last but not least, make sure that you follow all these moderators from 10K Cards, Credit Goddess, Daphne, YCO, Kirk, Oteven, Aaron, Mark, Nicole, and Kirk the Bank. They all do amazing rooms on Clubhouse and have a lot of great value. So check out their profiles, give them a follow, and stay in touch with all these amazing moderators. All right. So up next, we have Bino. Let's see if you can hear you now. Please unmic and let us know what your question is. And if you're speaking, you're on mute. You just got to go and click that microphone icon on the bottom right-hand corner. All right. So up next is Tracy. Tracy, are you there? If you're speaking, we can't hear you. You just got to go to the bottom right-hand corner and click that microphone icon.
I am here. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, you're on your computer.
Okay,
Turn the
awesome.
volume down on
I'm
your
here
computer.
with my mother down in Florida.
Yes.
And Tracy, real quick, if you can turn your volume all the way down on your computer, that'll help with the feedback.
Okay, because I was listening. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Awesome. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, is that better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Don.
Yes, Tracy.
Eric, NK, everyone. You guys, I am so excited. And Don, I'm so proud of what you're doing. I'm excited because you've heard me talk about my mom in the past. And I'm actually here with her right now in Florida. And I'm looking at her mortgage statement.
Yes.
And her mortgage statement is
unbelievable. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, Ma, you're paying you're only paying $107.98 towards your principal, and the interest is almost three times that. The
Mm-hmm.
interest is $287.33
Mm-hmm.
in interest. So her total payment is $614.33,
Mm-hmm.
and the outstanding principal is $62,689.
Mm.
So I'm like, Ma, I gotta have you talk to Mr. Don because he's gonna help you cancel out some of this interest.
Well, listen,
So
Miss
she's
Tracy.
right here.
Miss Tracy,
Uh,
I got a
uh-huh,
question for you. Based on what
absolutely.
you've learned so far, what can she do with that teeny tiny principal payment?
Well, you know what? She's standing right here by me. She's standing right here by me. So
Yes.
I kind of wanted you to walk her through this so she can see with her own two eyes.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I got it up on. We're gonna put that on. We're gonna put that up on the screen. Okay, for you right
Okay.
now. All right. So now I need to again give me add up for me. We're gonna add this up. The principal and interest payment. So how much was principal again?
Her principal is $107.98.
$107.98. Okay, I got it. Plus the interest.
Her interest is $287.33.
Okay, 287.33. All right. All right. And that equals 395.31. All right. That's just the
Uh-huh.
principal. That's just the principal and interest. Now you're going to tell.
Right.
Now we're going to put that into our 395.31. We're going to put that in here. 395.31. 395.31. Right. Okay. And now, what is the interest rate on this loan?
The interest rate is 5.5%.
5.5%. All right. And you have the principal balance there. How much do we owe?
62,689.
62,689.48.
Yes.
Okay, now watch this. Watch this. It's going to tell us how many payments we have left. Okay. We have 284 payments. I'm assuming it was a 30-year loan.
Yes, she refinanced about 5 years ago.
Okay, refinance about 5 years ago. But so this is where we are now. About 284 payments left. Okay. And we have $395.16. This is what we're looking at. So 5.5. Now here's the first thing we need to know. When we refinanced 3 days before closing, you received information on the refinance, and it showed you 5 years ago, right? That would still, you would have to see this because they started this in October of 2015, where you received your paperwork 3 days before closing with your interest rate. And not only with the interest rate, but they had to tell you what is the total interest paid as a percentage of principal, which means 79% of what you borrowed, you'd have to pay in interest over the 30 years. That's what we're talking about. That's why it's so expensive. So now, what you say your principal payment is, the next principal payment is right around 107.83.
107.98.
Okay, 107.90.
Close enough.
Right. Okay. So this is next month's payment. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. So now, when you're paying this much money, all right, let's take a look at, let's say that's this month's payment, right? How much principal do we pay next month? Are you looking at this, Tracy?
I am.
Okay.
Can you see that? Which one? 107.83.
107.83.
All right, 107.83. That's this month. So how much would we pay next month?
108.
Okay. Based on what you know to be true, do we have to wait till next month to give the bank the 108.33?
No.
No. If we had it, could we give it to the bank this month, ma'am?
Yes.
If we did, we'd be paid down to line 2 already.
Mhm.
And our next mortgage payment would be on line 3 of our schedule. So we could skip. We can knock out line 2 with just $108.33, not your whole payment.
Mhm.
Is that good information?
Yes. Yes.
And guess what
definitely.
happens to this $286.83 in interest on line 2? Guess what happens to that?
What?
It goes away. You never have to pay that.
Oh.
So
Wow.
here's what I'm
Great.
talking about, folks. Normally, a 5.5 interest rate, people see that and says 5.5, I can get 2.8 at the bank right now. 2.9. All right. So let me show you. Let me show you what if you're thinking about refinancing this loan to get 2.9. Let me show you what happens. So I'm going to let's see. Let me see how I wanted to duplicate this tab. Okay. So we have the same amount of money. All right. And we're going to lower this interest rate to all the way to 2.9. My goodness. All right. Now look at, and we're even going to keep the same number of payments. Now I would normally suggest that, but let's keep the same number of payments. Now let's take a look at our payment now. Whoop, drop down to 305. Oh my goodness, we're down to 305 now. And now look at this. All right, we're down to $24,000 in interest left to pay, and we're down to 38%. But here's what I want you to see. Okay, here's what I want you to see. We were at, before, our principal payment to get rid of one payment was how much?
Hold on.
It's going to change. It'll change. Do you see that now on the screen?
107.83.
Right. And so now
108.
Right.
Yeah.
When I lower the interest rate, now how much do I have to pay to get rid of it? Wait till it changes. How much do I have to pay now on line 2?
154.58.
Which is easier to pay, the 108 or the 154?
108.
Why then? Why are the banks trying to get us to refinance just so that it makes it harder for us to pay the loan off early?
Right. They want to make money.
That's exactly, ma'am. Exactly. So this is why we have this room, so people can see the difference. Because when we lower the interest rate, we just assume it's better because we've been told it's better. But nobody did the math to figure out why it's better. Knowing why it's better is way better than being told it's better. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, definitely.
And now that you can see the numbers for yourself, let's see what we can do because we only have so much money to work with. Let's see how the dollars we have with our current budget. Let's just see how that works for us. Now, I want to go on record, since this is being recorded, because somebody's going to play this back and say, in all cases, Don is saying never refi. Not saying that at all. What I am saying is that when you choose to refi or not to refi, one of the major factors should be, how much is it going to cost me overall to manage this loan? And if I buy refi, I can pay a lot less interest, then by all means refi. But if it's going to not, by refi, it's not going to help me with my overall cost of managing the loan, then there's no sense in refi if you're looking to save money or save time. There are other reasons to refi. You may want to take some cash out to invest in something. You may want to refi because of family situations and you got to pay somebody off. Maybe there's two people on the loan and one wants to leave. All right. And then you've got to pay them out. So you refi to get them the cash to do that. But even in that, you want to set the loan up so that it will cost you the least amount of money that's mathematically possible. And folks, without a computer helping you to determine those numbers, it is just way too hard listening to what they're telling you from the bank. This is what you should do. And I'm going to tell you right now, the last place you should get advice on how to pay back a loan is from the person selling you the loan.
Right.
Okay? Have mercy. Listen, has this been helpful?
Yep, definitely. It really has.
All right. So,
Hey,
ma'am,
an eye opener.
ma'am, I'm going to have Miss Tracy help you contact us using our link, ice10klive.com. And we're going to put the money in here for you. And ma'am, are you a senior citizen?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Really? You don't sound like this.
I'm 83. Yes.
Oh my goodness. 83. Listen, Tracy, if you guys can get this done for me this week, we have now we charge for doing consultations. For your mom, we're waiving the consultation fee.
Oh, wonderful. Cheers.
Yay! Thank you.
All right.
I just happened to be here with her this week in Florida, and I said, "Mom, I need to look at your mortgage statement." So this is what I'm seeing. So thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you very
Exactly.
much. Wow.
Listen, ma'am. Listen.
Does it matter if it's a
Mhm.
government loan?
Ma'am, that's a very good question. No, it does not matter.
Oh, okay.
We want to even on government loans, we want to save the maximum amount of interest that we possibly can save.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
So now here's the thing. What we got to find out, one of the things we're going to talk about is what are your financial goals? And if we're going to tailor the program to your financial goals. All right. And so we're gonna do an interview and find out what is it that you want, and we're gonna put together a program that's going to work for you and only you. This is for you. All right.
Okay.
So now, Miss Tracy, when you put the information in, help your mom put the information in, make sure you tell my staff. Don said, now, folks, don't try this with anybody else because I know who Tracy is. I'm only waiving the fee.
Thank you, Don.
I'm only waiving the fee for this young lady here who's 83 years young. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome, ma'am. You're so welcome, and thank you for coming to this.
This may be off the out of context.
Go right ahead.
My mortgage was like almost twice as what it is now.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think when President Obama came in, he came up with some kind of way to help people. So it got reduced and cut in half. So I'm just wondering. So I was just wondering if that has anything to do with what you telling me I can do.
Ma'am, we're going to take what President Obama did and we're going to put it on steroids for you. We're going to ramp that up. We're going to ramp it up.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. Excellent.
Thank you so much, Don.
You are so welcome, you two. Listen, thank you for coming to the stage today.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you all. So listen, go to ice10klive.com and click on that button that says.
I'm sorry. I think she has one more quick question, Don.
Go right ahead.
I think she has one more really quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, like I have my taxes and my insurance and all in my mortgage payment. I guess I have an escrow type thing. And I get a check back sometime, maybe for like $100 or something. Maybe I had too much escrow or something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I didn't know if it was going to affect that or what. I'm just curious.
We're going to take a look and see what you're doing with your escrow. We're going to take a look at your loan. There are some loans we can actually even opt out of escrow, and you can save that money yourself. Right now, what the bank is doing is as a service, as a quote unquote free service, I'm doing my air quotes thing, free service, we're going to set up a bank account for you that you can give us that money. We're going to save that money for you. We're not going to pay you any interest on that. And if you overpay us, we're just going to send you the overpayment back with no interest. How about that? As a free service.
No.
As a free service, they're going to send you your money back with no interest. So they get to use your money all year long for free.
Oh, wow.
So let's see how you can make money with that money instead of letting the bank use it for free.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
All right.
Great. That would be great.
Listen, I'm glad you brought
Thank
that
you
up.
so much.
You're so
Thank
welcome.
you so much.
I'm glad you brought that up. And thank you for coming to the stage. Ma'am, do you have another question for me this morning?
That's it. Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Listen.
Open my eyes.
Well, listen, we're going to get with you. And Mrs. What's your mom's last name?
Hill.
Mrs. Hill?
Hill.
Okay, Mrs. Hill, here's what we're talking about. You are a treasure, and there are many more people like you that are out there because 9 out of 10 people we know, 9 out of 10 people we know, that's 90%, will never pay off a mortgage. We're going to see that doesn't happen to you.
Right. Oh, thank you. That'll be great.
All righty.
Wonderful. I'm glad Tracy turned you on and turned me on.
All right, you're so welcome. I can't wait to talk to you guys offline, and so let's get it hooked up right away, Tracy.
I sure will. Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, awesome. Great question. I appreciate you for coming up. And we got 10 minutes left, and it looks like Dino was not able to come back, so hopefully he comes back on Monday. Again, everybody, if you weren't able to ask a question today, make sure you follow the greenhouse at the top and follow the club. Also follow Don, follow the moderators, and we will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And we're back Monday, Wednesday, Friday at that same time, 8 a.m. Eastern time for 2 hours. And then on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time for 2 hours. All right, cool. So up next is a familiar face. We got our Ben Sam up here. What kind of question or comment would you like to make?
Yes, good morning, Jared. Mr. Daniels, just a wealth of knowledge. For those of you that don't realize what you're getting a hold of, Einstein says the power of compound interest was the 8th wonder of the world. The power of the P.I.L.L method is the 9th wonder of the world. So please get on the P.I.L.L method and start not only eliminating your interest, because Mr. Don Daniels is a interest surgeon. He knows how to go in and take out what you need to be doing so that you get on the right financial path for you, your family, and your clients. So please follow the P.I.L.L method. This is Sam Harris. I'm a broker in Tampa, Florida. I love what I do. Just happy to be engaged. And Mr. Daniels, it was a pleasure to engage with you when we were in Alabama. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, sir. You are so welcome. All right, Jared.
All right. Interest surgeon. That's a different one. I like that.
I like it too.
Cool. All right. So Kirk, real quick, any questions on the streams?
No, not right now. Not right now. People are just commenting. I'm reading through them. People are just commenting, and I thought we might get a comment back from Barry, but I don't see one. So, but no comments or questions right now, Jared.
I have Jen.
Please jump in.
So I mentioned before, I just recently purchased a 3-unit. My first mortgage payment isn't due until a couple of weeks, and so I would like to write off on the best foot possible. Is there any way? I guess what I want to know is what is the maximum amount or to pay on this first one, so that I'm starting off in the right place.
Oh, Teven, what a beautiful question. So here's the thing. We have been stuck over the last 88 years trying to figure out what to do, just doing what feels right, or but not knowing exactly how much to pay and when to pay. There are so many variables involved, okay? And I'm going to put something on the screen right now, okay? And on my screen, I'm putting in the number 5 and an exclamation point. Okay. Okay. 5 exclamation point means 5 factorial. 5 factorial. That means if you have 5, um, if you have 5 things to consider, all right, you got 5 things to consider. That means there's 120 different ways you can arrange those 5 things so that you can know, okay, and do a comparison. Out of 120 different ways to look at those 5 things, only one of them is optimum when it comes to finances. If you have 5 things to consider with your finances, when we're talking about loans, Otiva, there are at least 10 variables to consider. All right, at least 10 variables to consider. That's 10 exclamation point. Now we're talking about 3,628,800 different ways to look at that to come up with the exact right amount to put on that first payment. I wish I could just tell you, but I need my computer to figure it all out, to tell you the truth.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
But you know, it's the truth. It's those things that we have not been told. Because Oteven, there's just so many people out there saying, Oteven, all you have to do is pay extra. Okay. And if you pay extra, but you don't know what you're saving, what good is that? When you go to buy cloth to design your fabulous clothing, and you can get that cloth on sale, they actually printed at the bottom of the receipt, this is how much money you saved, to encourage you to come back to buy more cloth. But when we pay extra on a loan, they don't give us a receipt saying this is how much interest you saved. We have no idea. So what we're going to be able to do is put the numbers in ahead of time before that next payment is due, and our program is going to tell you not only how much to pay, but what month to do it in. This month, the first month, may not be the month you want to add extra principal at all. Do you realize we don't do this every month? We do this at strategic times during the year when we can control how much interest you save per dollar. We want to maximize it. So we don't put money on the debt every month. There are going to be a lot of months. All you're going to do is make the minimum payment. Any extra monies that you have will be put in savings to wait until the optimum time, the optimum month, the optimum day of the month, and which loan we should attack. All of these things is done in our cloud-based computing system that we call our opportunity cost calculator. Okay, Oteven?
Copy.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now, Oteven, listen, I would tell you, you know how to get a hold of me, and you've heard this so many times. Go ahead. Let's take a look at those loans for you and see how we can cut your interest cost by 75%, gain equity 5 times faster, cash out refi years sooner, keep the interest cost at the lowest possible level mathematically possible for you, and take the interest that you didn't have to give to the bank and invest it into more properties. That's where we're going to take you. Jared, back to you, sir.
All right, so we got 4 minutes left on. Do you want to go through one more question, or do you need to close it out so you can get to your Sunday?
No, you mean do we have a question on the stage already?
Not on the stage, no.
Now it's okay. Let's go ahead and let's let everybody get on with their Sunday, and just let them know we're going to be back here tomorrow. And we're going to handle anything that's out in the audience. We'll handle it tomorrow. Let's do our outros. We have a packed stage, and I'm telling you, folks, this information that you're getting, not just from the P.I.L.L method, but for everybody that's on this stage, all right, that we've developed relationships with. There is a wealth of real estate knowledge here that can make you all sorts of money for your family, to put you in a position to do all sorts of things, upgrade your lifestyle, put money away for your generations to come. Let's stop starting. Okay, I'm going to start this again. Let's stop starting every generation at zero and leave something for as a legacy. That's what I'm asking for you to do. And the information that's on this stage can help you to do that. Back to you, Jared.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're going to go through some moderator outros. So yeah, we're going to start from the bottom and go up to the top. And for those that are new to Clubhouse, your hallway is curated by how you follow. So when you follow somebody and they're in a room or they're on a stage, that room will show up in your hallway. If you don't follow them, you might miss out on that room. There's people I've been on Clubhouse with since the beginning that I've never seen. And that's because I didn't follow them and therefore never saw their rooms. So don't take for granted you'll see these people in your hallway. Check out their bios, check out their replays too, because now you can actually see proof of the type of rooms they're in. So you know you're not just following somebody that really isn't on the app. And if they have a ton of rooms and a ton of replays, those are the type of people you want to follow, because that shows you're going to get more value, more content, more information, more opportunities to network on this app. So the first person we're going to go to is Sam, and then we're going to go Kirk, Nicole, Mark, Oteven, Kirk, YCO, Credit Goddess, and myself and Don. So Sam, please let everybody know what you do and how they can get a hold of you.
Yes, this is Sam Harris. I am a principal real estate broker for our firm, mortgage broker, opportunity zone advisor, and I'm also the president of the Association of Real Estate Experts. You can get my 10K card on my profile. If there's anything that we can do to help you, we will be more than happy to assist. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Up next is Kirk.
Hey, Jared. Thanks for inviting me up, man. Every time you say Kirk, I get a little confused. I'm like, Kirk? Who's Kirk? Which Kirk? You talking about Kirk the bank?
I got to remember to add the bank to it. Yep.
Yeah. So thank you for inviting me up, man. Don, as usual, love your rooms. Love what you add to the community, and like Sam said, everything is in my 10K card. Sam's also a great guy. I just want to big him up as well too. Definitely a genuine dude on this app. I met him and really great guy. Again, thank you, Jared, and Don. You already know I love you like like my older uncle. I don't want to say father, older uncle, man. Thank you.
Listen, Kurt, listen, Kirk the Bank Barnes, folks. When I first came to this app, this information that you're hearing now, for some was not well received. But Kurt the Bank Barnes was a supporter from the very beginning. And he told me personally, he said, Don, whatever room I'm in, if I'm moderated, I'm pulling you up. I don't care what anybody else says. Kurt, thank you so very much. It's because of people like you that this room is now here and getting this information that people so sorely need. And we thank you.
I thank you for just allowing me to do that. Yeah, you're a very genuine guy, man. But it's not going to be a love fest today. But I really appreciate you so what you brought to the table. You're very consistent, and usually when people are not consistent and they flake off, that's when you know they're not real. But you kept coming back, and I definitely did say that to you in the back channel. So absolutely, and I'm also happy that I did that from the beginning. Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, sir.
Kirk, do you want to introduce yourself or nah?
Nah. I just like to be in Don's room and just be in
All right, cool. So, all right, up next, and for the moderators, just know we're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, so they won't be able to see your Clubhouse profile. So if you want them to follow up with you somewhere, just let them know the website or your 10K card, whatever the case is. So, Nicole, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. I'm going to do this quickly because my kids are only going to give me so much time. So my name is Nicole. I am one of the co-founders of the Mom Link here on Clubhouse. We curate conversations about money, lifestyle, business, and everything surrounding mompreneurship. And I'm definitely excited to introduce the P.I.L.L method into our community and make sure that they know who to go for help. So thank you so much for this room and for sharing this information. So important. And I rest my.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole, we should definitely do like a little pill method room in the mom link. That would be pretty dope. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's schedule that, figure it out. All right, cool. Up next is Mark.
How's everybody doing? Hey Don, how's everything going?
Listen, man,
You in my room.
listen, happy birthday, man.
Thank you,
Happy Clubhouse birthday.
Yeah, it's going down out here, Don. Thank you so much for the information you put out there. Again, I had the chance to talk to you in my room the other day. It was fantastic that we were able to talk back and forth. So real quick, my name is Mark Days. My main jam is electronics buybacks, meaning I buy phones, turn your smartphones into cash. I'm a real estate entrepreneur into wholesaling, new commercial loan broker as well. So if you need a business purpose loan, holla at your boy. You can reach me at markdays10k.com. Have all my info there, email, phone number, whatever you need. Follow me on Clubhouse. But moreover, follow Don. If you're on Clubhouse, tap his profile picture. Make sure you're following him and the rest of the moderators. Make sure you have the notification bell set to always, so when he's talking, you can get this good information. Thank you, Jared. You are a master moderator, my brother. I'll rest my mic.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Up next is Oteven.
Thanks for having me, guys. Don, I appreciate you, of course, for always bringing me up on stage. It was very useful, resourceful information as always. I don't really have much of an outro. I too am just a supporter of Don. He's one of the coolest OGs out here in Clubhouse streets. So yeah, thank you for having me.
And listen, Oteven is another one that would always bring me up on stage, no matter what anybody else said. Again, thank you, Oteven, for supporting us from the very beginning.
Of course.
All right, up next is our producer, Kirk.
All right. Hey, man, the bank and the producer, the bank and the producer. Look, these are two good Kirks. And I don't know, man. I heard an accent from Kirk, man. I don't know where Kirk is from, but it sounded like he said he wanted to big up somebody. I said, man, that sounds like somebody who's from home. So he's got my name, and he might be from Jamaica. I don't know. But anyway, I just want to say a word of thanks to everybody that came through today. Don, you're amazing. You're phenomenal. What I want to share is, of course, Kirk 10K Live is my card. And one of the things we have coming up in February is a content creation for ministry masterclass. Content creation for ministry. If that's something that you're interested in, if you guys don't know already, of course, yes, I do remote production. I'm a producer for this show, but I teach people how to do what I do. And that's actually one of my largest passions. That's what my YouTube channel is all about. That's what all the resources are on that card, Kirk 10K Live. So if that's something that interests you, please tap in with me. Let's connect. Let's find out ways we can partner together. And again, excited about this content and the way that Don is using technology and social media to deliver his value to the world. Kirk10klive.com. Tapping with me. Would love to hear from you. Take care.
All right. Up next is the Y CEO.
Hello, everybody. Oh, this happy, blessed Sunday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you got so much value out of this Freedom Financial room that's helping you to leverage every area of your life. You know what? I'm really enjoying my time here on Clubhouse. Had some amazing rooms and experiences. I want to thank those of you who follow us, because we offer so much by way of information and by answering your questions. I'm an executive coach. I'm a 3-time award-winning philanthropist, and I'm also a multi-business founder. I have about 5 different businesses, one primary though. And in that primary business, we have just secured a $21 billion project. We're slated to be the Silicon Valley of the Midwest, y'all. We doing it here, and go Bengals. Oh, we're winning. I'm so excited. But if you want to tap into me, you can find me at yceo10k.com. And if you want to come to my club, it's the yceo.club or the Ivy League Club. You got to be one to know one, but everyone's welcome. You don't have to be an AK to roll up in there, because we're talking about business, and we're talking about how we as a community are helping and making an impact. And y'all can meet my friends, my real life friends and sorors that are here in Cincinnati. So come on and tap in. Thank you all so much. I love this room. I get so much value every single time. And we are family. And I can't wait to meet all of y'all in person. Peace and blessings.
Awesome. And next, last but not least, is the credit goddess. Rose, you around? All right, she's probably helping a client right now, but check out her profile. She can be found at creditgoddess10k.com or Your Credit Goddess on Facebook and Instagram. She does all things business credit, personal credit. Just check out her bio, check out her replays, adds a lot of value, and she is a staunch Method supporter, and we're a big fan of hers as well. And yeah, my name's Jared Albritton. I've been in the tech space since 2006. My real, passion is increasing diversity in tech, getting more people up and into the opportunity of tech. So I do rooms like recruiter spotlights with 30 recruiters on stage. People shoot their shot. We had over 100 people get placed into roles in 2021. I'm doing my next room on Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So you can check me out there, check out my replays. I support a lot of different rooms around generational wealth. And I'm also partnering with the 10X Incubator and Grant Cardone to help fund startups, especially startups for diverse founders, people of color, and women. So if you have anybody in your network, your cousins, your uncles, aunties, nephews, nieces, sons, or daughters trying to break into tech, definitely share with them my information. You can find all my social media at jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com. And look forward to getting your startup founded and funded, or getting your family member or yourself into a lucrative tech role, making six figures, and being able to be in a recession-proof industry. Because no matter what happens to the economy, people buy more technology, and that's the type of industry you want to be in. So that's what I'm all about. So with that being said, Don, I would love for you to close out, just to remind people where they can get your book, where they can meet you in February 18th and 19th, and also how to get in touch with you to find out the date, month, and year they can be debt free.
Well, listen, first of all, I want to do is get Candace in here. So Candace, we love to know what you do and how you're doing it. And then we're going to go to 10K, and then will be me. So Candace, talk to us.
Hey Don, I just wanted to tell you thank you for this room. I don't really want to talk about me, but I want to thank you for all that you do and all the value of information that you give out, what lives you change by showing this method to people. So I encourage everybody to please get the book, follow the club, follow Don, and then you can just like the example he gave to the lady today. Just amazing. So thank you, Dawn, for all that you do and all that you give out. And also make sure you go see him on the 18th. Correct, Dawn?
That is correct.
Is that the right thing?
18th and 19th,
Yeah.
I believe.
And I want to say one more thing. I deal with a lot of high net worth individuals, and I can promise you something. They don't know about this either. And they're using other people's money to purchase assets. And I can't wait to share it with them. And I can't wait to introduce them to Dawn. So thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Candace. 10K in the building.
He's having issues with the app this morning.
Oh, have mercy.
He got bounced out.
Let me tell you something. 10K cards, you need the 10K card in your life.
10K is in the building. 10K.
Have mercy.
We need a room about
Jared,
that part.
Jared, that was good, Jared. I actually thought 10K was okay.
Well, folks,
I did too. I was like, oh, they're in the same location. Like Kirk and Don.
Listen, folks, I got the link pinned to the top about the Get Access tour in Atlanta. You can also get to that information from my 10K card, which is ice10klive.com. I'm going to the Get Access tour, and folks, you need to have your face in the place in Atlanta. A lot of the people that you see from Clubhouse are going to be there. You can see that the ticket prices is going to be February 18th and 19th. We're going to be in Atlanta. So listen, be there. So if you're looking to save money on interest, I'm talking about thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, then you want to be engaged in with us with the P.I.L.L method. Go to ice10klive.com, click on get a savings and earnings report, follow the directions. Then you will be led into our financial form. Once you receive the code, put your information in there. Someone from my staff will give you a call, confirm the information, and set up a consultation. You will know the month, day, and year you can be debt free, how much interest you can save, and how that interest can be turned into profits for you. If you're buy and hold investors, let's show you how to cash out refi years, 5, 7, 10 years sooner than normal, at a much lower interest cost. Thank you so much for those of you who have bought my book already. For those of you who have not, click on the same link. Get the book. I'm telling you, it is the only book out of 33 million titles on Amazon that talks about this subject, how to beat the bank at their own game, how to understand amortization, and how to defeat it. All right. Then once you get the book, then you will be able to get your 10K card on top of all of that. And it's paid for by the P.I.L.L method. So folks, thank you so very much for being with us today. And I'm going to just say this because it's very near and dear to my heart. And then we're going to go to our outro music. So Kurt, the producer, we want you to be ready. So here's the thing. I'm looking straight into the camera here. This year is the 88th year of the 30-year mortgage. It's the 88th anniversary of the 30-year mortgage. And for virtually 88 years, the information you're hearing on these stages has not been made public. We have people who have been in mortgages their entire lives. One 83-year-old lady, 83-year-old young, 83 years young, all right, has not heard of this. Most people I talk to have not heard of this. This is how powerful this information is. I need your help in getting the information out. So like, share, subscribe, hit notification bells, tell everybody, get the book, share the book, buy books as gifts, get the information out, come to the rooms, and share the information with others so this information can get out. It's about time we learn how to optimize our interest savings. We're going to be right back here tomorrow at.
Don, you just broke my heart. I was back here about to cry because you just said that we've got people in debt for that amount of time. That's traumatizing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh, Sean is back.
Okay. Listen, Sean, listen, man.
Don is in the building.
We're waiting on you, man. Go ahead and tell everybody why they need their 10K card, how they're going to get it. Did he pop out again?
Mute.
Okay.
The mute button is trying to put me.
Okay.
Look, guys, very simple. We came onto the app approximately a year ago. I'm just gonna be blunt with you. I mean, look, can I be honest, Don? Or thank you so much for permission.
Wait a minute.
So, guys, I'm gonna be really blunt with you. All my life that I've been maturing business-wise, I've always paid special attention to homeless people. And the reason I pay special attention to homeless people, because you're just one decision away from the success that most of us are enjoying today. So I would always get into conversations with them to find out what are 2 pieces of advice that they can give me to stay on the straight and narrow path. And I would take a collection of all the answers that they gave me, and it created a blueprint belief within my mind. And that blueprint belief is, if I can do it, you can do it. So when I tell someone, if I can do it, you can do it, I am telling you with everything that's within me. If I can do it, you can do it. You know, I was asked a question this morning by a partner. Why don't you go secure some loans and grow your brand? And I thought about it. Isn't that what most secret billionaires do? Well, that's what they do. You think Grant Cardone need to be collaborating with the common folks out there? No. But you know why Grant Cardone is collaborating with the common folks out there? Because he want to show you also can do great things. You also can find $1,000. You can invest with Grant Cardone's projects, and you can start making money as well. Look at Grant Cardone collaborating with Jared. Jared is not special because of his bank account. Jared is special because of his collaboration and his acquired knowledge. Jared is special because of the skills that he has secured. Why would Grant not just go and buy a couple of employees and do what he's getting Jared to do? Because Jared has built a foundation and an influence base that attracted the likes of Grant Cardone, that recognize his value and want to partner up with him. So when I'm speaking on the 10K cards, guys, this is an opportunity for you to put all of who you are on one platform and be able to put yourself outside to the world. Because everyone is promised success, but only the ones that actually work for it will actually be able to cash it in. So that 10K card, guys, for me is very personal because it levels the playing field. It doesn't matter whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're rich, whether you're poor. It all depends on who have you become. Put it all in one place. And when someone interact with you through your 10K card, they can make a decision. That's the person I want to do business with. And we're very careful as to who we publicly align ourselves with. When I saw what Don was doing, we had to get involved in that project. We had to get involved in Don's mission. Because genuinely, you know, I met Don before Don became ice10k.com. And this guy is one of the most humble and purest soul. In fact, over the weekend, I was actually over by his house with him and his wife because we're actually doing some business together. And before I get into any kind of high scale business with anyone, I'm going to visit you and your spouse. Because if you don't have a happy situation at home, I am not your partner. It's not going to happen. My goal is to keep compounding on what I already have. And I have a very happy relationship with my wife. So if I'm going to partner with someone and be sharing bread with that individual, home must be well made up with that individual. If not, we're going to do some kind of affiliate program where I'm not emotionally attached to you. So all of that to say this, guys, I believe in what Don is doing. I know what he's doing is actually changing lives and it's adding value to individuals. I know what we're doing here at 10K Card is doing the same. So merging both product together just made sense. So when you do purchase a copy of your book, guys, click on Don's link and send in your savings and earnings report. That's number one. Because forget about the book, forget about the stuff. Let's think about you for a second. You cannot move from where you are to where you want to get to if you don't know exactly where you are. And that's where that GPS begins. At your exact position, that's your savings and earnings report. When that is finished, you're going to feel good to know you have started the process. The process is going to be great. So all you need to do after that is to claim your 10K card, guys. After you claim your 10K card, you get excited about it. Let's say that excitement now to earning. Because when you upgrade your 10K card and someone decided to purchase one because of you, you're going to get 20% of that transaction. And when you take those 20% and you start applying it to your loan, you will be able to make your loan payment much quicker, faster, and take down those years rapidly. That's what I want to be a part of. That's what excites me. Giving me a free product, that's easy. But getting you to pay off a bigger mortgage much quicker, well, that's what I'm talking about. So with that said, guys, I'm fully passionate and invested in Don what he's doing. I'm fully passionate and invested in every client that decided to embark on this journey, because the more testimonials that come to the surface is the more individual who's actually blinded in the system you will be able to save. So don't be irresponsible with your decisions, guys. Think of your family. Think of these kids that's coming up after your bloodline and position them in a place of power. With that said, Don, that's my Obama speech for today. Back to you.
Thank you,
Hey,
sir.
10K, real quick. What is the instructions they should do to claim the 10K card?
Very good. Very good. Click on ice10klive.com. Step one, after they made the purchase of their book, screenshot a copy of your receipt, and then click on step 3. There's a button that says claim your 10K card. When you click on that button, you upload a copy of your receipt, enter the information that you want to appear on your 10K card, and within an hour, the team is going to get that card ready and sent back to you. Okay, it's that simple. It's not complicated. 3 steps. 1, buy the book. Step 2, upload your savings and earnings report. And then step 3, upload a copy of your receipt and claim your 10K card. That's it. Back to you, Jared.
All right, perfect. Don, back to you for final words.
All right, listen, folks, thank you so very much. I'd like for 10K to spend like 10, 20 seconds on what's happening next month in Atlanta.
Oh, that's easy, Don. So we were in Miami early this month, on a Get Access tour. And it was so well received that we decided to actually take it to Atlanta on February 19th. So on February 19th, 18 and 19, we're going to be in Atlanta, and we're doing a Get Access tour again. We will be bringing Lois Callahan, Miss Cooper Home Loans to speak on how to become a part of the play. Don is going to be there to present on interest cancellation. And we have President Leo will be there to speak on Toro and let me see, the car rental. And then we're going to have Lois Callahan speaking on, I think it's STR and what was it again? Business credit.
Business credit. Yeah.
So The purpose of, and then we're gonna have my boy Jared over there as well, speaking on tech and diversity within tech as well. So the whole purpose of this, guys, is putting a group of professionals together. Oh, I almost forgot Kirk 10K Live. Kirk will also be there to speak on the importance of streaming your content across all platforms in a
Wow.
live capacity.
Wow.
So, guys, you see the kind of pressure I'm putting on Kirk right now? Kirk didn't even expect this one. But here it comes. That's why you mess with 10K. That's what happens. So the reality of the situation is, guys, we don't want to just benefit from what we're doing. We want to give you the blueprint as to what we're doing. And the Get Access store is literally giving you access to our inner world as to how we're succeeding and growing on and off Clubhouse. So if you're in Atlanta, definitely come out 18 and 19, go to getaccesstour.com, or even if you go to Don's card or my card, you're going to see a button that says Get Access Store. Get a copy of your ticket, because the moment those early bird tickets are sold out, you'll only have access to the regular and the VIP tickets. And the regular tickets are $6.99, while the early bird tickets are $3.99. But the moment we hit the limit of the early bird, that will be deactivated, and you'll only have access to the regular one, the $6.99, or the VIP for $9.99. And guys, one personal piece of advice: whenever we're traveling, we stay in the best hotels, we eat the best foods, because this becomes a part of our experience. So I want to recommend to you guys, put away something small towards the experiences of your life and be a part of one of these stores, guys. So the Get Access tour will be taking place in Atlanta on February 19th, but the main players will be there from the 18th to the 19th, so we can have a little bit of cocktail before the event, and then we're gonna have a celebration dinner for the VIP guests after the event takes place. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. If you can't make it in person, you can tap in on the virtual aspect of it as well. With that said, Don, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. You could have been anywhere else, but you were right here with us this entire time. We will be right back here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central Time. Thank you again. So, Kirk, the producer, take us out.